everyone and welcome to a new video. If this looks familiar and I look a mess, then I apologise. I've just finished writing 5 very long scripts in a row and I'm in the middle of filming. I'm just partway through filming my yesteryear video script, but I needed a break, so I'm filming this. Okay, a couple of weeks ago I responded to Morgan from Paula Morgan, her first podcast with her friend Carl. It was a bit of a mess, I'll be honest. There was a lot of straw manning in there and hating on antinatalists. There was a lot of misinformation. It was just kind of bizarre, boring, an unorganised half hour of moaning and squealing.
Welcome to
Unbuckled.
A Little Unhinged.
And a lot honest.
Oh
man.
Because once a month, me and Carl meet up. That's Carl. I'm Morgan.
Yeah, we never introduced ourselves.
Should we introduce ourselves? I'm Morgan.
And I'm Caroline. There we go. Continue.
AKA Carl.
Yes.
Today we're going to be responding to the second episode of their podcast, High-Rise Panty Girls in a Low-Rise Jean World. And I will warn you that this episode, there is a lot of discussion around body image and weight loss and exercise, which could be very triggering for people who have body image issues or a history of eating disorders. So I would urge you to please be careful and use your best judgment going forward. I'm not going to be going too in depth on those topics, even though they're important to talk about. I just don't think I'm the most qualified person to talk about them, but there are some points I'm going to be raising and kind of asking you guys to let me know your thoughts in the comments if you have more experience with those issues than I do. This episode opens with them both staring threateningly into the camera and making me feel very uncomfortable.
What is up, girlies? Welcome to
Unbuckled.
A Little Unhinged.
A lot honest.
She's like ASMR right there.
A lot honest. Don't worry, that's not what this is turning into, guys.
No. Cheers.
Cheers.
Once again, I just kind of don't get their sense of humour, and I don't really get what's so funny.
And sit down and unbuckle with us. Unless you're driving, then
You should buckle up. It's like, wait, what do we do when we drive? We do. We buckle up. We take road safety very seriously around here.
Very serious.
I said in the last video, and I'll say again here, I don't really understand who their target audience is, and I still don't. They're so immature, and they're giggling like teenagers, but then they talk about stuff like, especially in the last episode, they were talking about like the appearance of their vaginas and vulvas, and how much their husbands want to have sex with them. So it's clearly not appropriate for kids, but the tone is so off-putting to the majority of adults, I'm really confused who they think is going to be watching this. I just don't really get it. The first several minutes of this podcast episode are just Morgan screeching about having road rage and shouting at other cars and hating when people drive slower than her, and it's just a lot of high-pitched noise, to be honest. I'll give you the highlights, but it's not pleasant.
Although, you know what I realized? I'm a maniac driver.
You didn't have to tell me.
But, like, I'm like a good maniac driver. You know what I'm saying?
Explain yourself.
So, like, I'm kind of a crazy driver, you guys, and I do get road rage, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. And if she is driving while voice memoing, it is 100%, like, there is a 100% guarantee she will make some kind of comment about the way other people are driving. It's like, blah, 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 blah. Oh my gosh! I can't believe someone had the audacity to go 5 miles an hour slower than me. Anyways, so when Morgan says that she has road rage, she's not lying, but it seems like it's in check, though. You don't really, like, honk at people very much or anything like that. It's just...
I've said before that people who drive dangerously and angry driving is definitely dangerous driving. It's a big worry of mine and something that I'm really concerned about, and it's something I feel strongly about, and I don't think people take seriously enough. I've got a whole video about speeding, which sounds silly, I know, but it's a whole video if people are interested. I think people forget how dangerous cars can be. Like, you're moving around this giant metal machine capable of killing people, and it's a lot of responsibility, and I just don't find bragging about being a poor driver to be funny, but maybe that's just me. Anyway, let's move on. We then get a boring story from Carl about another driver who honked at her. It's dull. I listened on 2 times speed and sped through it because I was bored, okay? We're now almost a quarter of the way into this podcast episode and nothing has happened. Nothing interesting's been said. It's such a waste of time.
Anywho, guys, can I just say?
I would be so disappointed if you didn't.
Then I gotta say it.
Say it.
Actually, guys, I don't even know what I'm gonna say. I just need to fill you in some more details about my week.
Yes.
Okay, you guys need to hear about the details of my week. Let me think for a second.
Do you want me to go first while you think on?
Yes.
Would
Go
that be
ahead.
helpful?
Yes. Can I
Okay.
just say I want you to go first?
Okay.
Okay.
Can I just say, it was not a good idea to drink Sprite because I literally feel like I have to burp every 30 seconds. I'm like holding it in.
I've yet to feel that way.
Oh my gosh, I guess the carbonation just does it for me.
Seriously, so much of this is filler, which could have been cut, or if they'd actually planned in advance what topics they want to talk about, then we wouldn't have these minutes of just nothingness, would we? Carl then starts talking about how she has been losing weight and how she wants to lose more weight. And this is where the kind of worrying content starts for me. She does say something that I thought was going to be interesting here.
Postpartum is so interesting, especially breastfeeding, because it's just like your body just is weird.
But then that's all she says about it. She doesn't elaborate. And this is something that I think could have actually been an interesting topic. As a woman who's never been pregnant, I'd like to know what she means. Like, educate me, teach me. What do you mean by weird? What are these changes? What's bad? What's good? What advice can you give to women to feel good about themselves when their body's going through these changes? Can you talk about what you wish you'd known before you were pregnant or started breastfeeding? What advice you'd give to your younger self or other women in that position? Let me know this stuff. Don't just say, oh my god, it's so weird, right, ladies? And then just move on. There's stuff here that I think would actually be interesting and useful for others to hear about, but they don't even touch on it. All we get is, it's weird, and then she moves on to more nothingness. Again, it kind of feels like they don't really have an audience in mind when they're making this, so I understand why they're not really getting many views. I get why no one's watching it. Morgan then goes on to complain that her Instagram feed is full of women in bikinis, and how she doesn't like still having a little tummy, or a little pooch as she calls it, after having 2 kids. I mean, I kind of get this. It's fine. Feel the way you want to feel about your body. I feel the way I feel about my own body. I just feel like there's a lot of shaming going on here around just the idea of having like a little bit of belly at all. She's making it sound like it's a bad thing for everyone, and it's really not. It's a completely normal thing. She goes into some detail about how during pregnancy your abs split apart and how that kind of changes how your body looks, but she doesn't really go any further other than to say this.
Or is it like because of like how your abs split? Is that what they're saying? And like it's like, okay, interesting.
Yes, and just like your pelvic floor is weaker, and so like I couldn't tell you the science behind it, but I really trust the reels that I'm watching.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously if it's on the internet,
it's correct.
It is correct.
Again, I think this could have been a topic that other people find interesting. Not me personally, but I see the appeal for others. But they just don't expand on it or provide anything new to the conversation. It's all just kind of very vapid. It's all very surface level. It's all very unoriginal. Or unoriginal, as I accidentally put in my last thumbnail. when I responded to episode 1, I made the funniest typo on the thumbnail, which is like original. Instead of original. I just spelled it wrong. This is what I get for recording at it's currently 20 to 2 in the morning, so I'm exhausted. This is just while I'm here, while I'm in the process of buying a house, which is long and exhausting, and I'm staying with my parents temporarily. I'm having to film at night when my parents are in bed, because it's the only time when the house is quiet. So, because of that, I'm doing a lot of work at night when I'm very, very tired, and I'm making silly mistakes, so I apologise. But that was a funny mistake. Sadly, it's fixed now. I'm just trying to tell myself that I'm going through short-term discomfort for long-term gain. That's what I'm trying to remember. Anyway, enough about me. Back to Morgan and Carl, and there is one thing that she says that makes me feel really sad for her.
So, anywho, I am focused on getting rid of the pooch, and sure, it's for looks.
I'm not above that, and I don't think anyone.
I want to be hot for my husband, okay? Like, my husband is very sexy, okay? I just gotta say it.
I'm uncomfortable.
He has been working out so hard. He is in like the best physical shape of his life.
Yeah, it's that pickleball, man.
It's that pickleball.
Really, like the cardio.
No,
like
literally, it's the cardio. But then he works out on top of that for like an hour and a half in the gym. Some of the most intense workouts he's ever done. And I'm like, I got to be equal with him. You know, he can't be outshining me.
I guess it just makes me feel really sad for her that she feels like she has to change herself for a man. Like she's almost competing with Paul, or she's competing with other women for Paul's attention or something. It just makes me feel really sorry for her. I mean, what about things like wanting to feel like you look good for yourself, to feel healthy for yourself? I don't know. The way she phrased this just made me really feel for her here. Okay, editing me here jumping in, and hopefully there's not too much background noise here because I'm working outside today. But The other thing that I found interesting here is since I recorded this, I've seen Morgan kind of having a little crush out on Instagram, as she does. You know, it's like a weekly occurrence at this point, if not twice a week. And this time it's because a lot of people have been kind of like, a lot of her actual fans have been saying like, what you're doing isn't really very Christian, and you're being quite vain about this, and like, why are you so motivated by like looks and how you look to others? I thought your whole thing was like modesty, and they're calling out for this. And she's like, well, no, obviously the main focus is actually like for my health and for my kids and that sort of thing. And she's kind of backtracking a little bit now and having a crash out and saying that that's her motivation. But I feel like if that was the case, then wouldn't she have said it here? I don't know. I feel like there's moments where like you can forget to say things and be like, oh no, of course I meant that. You're absolutely right. I forgot to say that. And then there's other times where it's like, well, I feel like this is like your first instinct to say this stuff, and clearly like you are motivated by this and want to compete with Paul and wanting to be what you perceive as hot. And it is a kind of vanity thing. And in some ways, there's nothing wrong with vanity, you know. If it was any other person saying it, I'd be like, hey, no, you know what, more power to you, this is absolutely fine. But I can understand why some of her past fans are being critical of her, and why other people are being critical of her, because she spent so long putting down other women for how they look and their appearance, and being too vain, or you know, caring too much about their appearance and stuff. Like, I don't know if it was in this episode now or in the next one, I can't remember, because I filmed response to episode 3 as well. But there's bits where she's going off about women for getting like plastic surgery and saying how terrible that is and how they're vain and blah blah. And it's like, I don't know, it all just feels a bit hypocritical. So I want to jump in and say that. Hopefully you can hear me, but yeah. Also, if you've seen my response to episode 1, you'll know there's a bit where Morgan goes off an ambulance for going by, and the irony was when I started filming this outside. What's happening again now? That's a giant lorry that's just went past. When I first started filming, there was a giant train that went past up there. It's quite funny. I'll put them puts in now because it's just, the irony is hilarious. I love it. Okay, editing me here jumping in.
Let me be very clear. I am not just doing this to get super hot. I'm a stay-at-home mom on the journey to get in the best shape of my life, physically, spiritually, and mentally. And I'm not just doing it so that I can look in the mirror and be like, wow, I'm hot, okay? I'm doing it for a plethora of reasons. But reason number one, and the most important reason, is so that I can live to full capacity of what the Lord has called me to do, and that is to serve others. You know, people talk about like looks and stuff and how like that's vain.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I care. And I don't think it's like, okay, I think that as Christians there is completely a balance here. But I don't think that there is anything wrong with loving the temple of the Holy Spirit. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think that there's anything wrong with it. I don't think that there's anything wrong with wanting to make it like look good or the best that it can be.
Yeah.
I think tempering that with, you know, not idolizing it and remembering, you know, whose your body is, like it's the Lord's.
Yeah.
But no.
And I think there is this balance of like, we can enhance it so far, like we can work out really hard, we can eat really clean, and we can get strong and healthy, and then like, you know, look our best whatever physically, and then we could start like enhancing it by boob jobs and face fillers and like all that stuff. And I feel like that could become where, I'm not saying that fillers and things like that are a sin. Don't think they're good for your body. Like, what are you doing injecting that chemical into your body? But I feel like that's where it kind of becomes
like way too much about the outward appearance.
I feel like there's a lot of rationalizing here. So Paul and Morgan are known for doing a lot of, we'll do what we'll do and then decide that that's the Christian thing to do, and if people do it differently than us, we'll call them sinners. There's a lot of that in Paul and Morgan's content. We've seen a lot of hypocrisy from them, a lot of constantly changing their minds. So especially on the topic of like modesty, for example, they started out with things like filming themselves in swimwear in a hot tub and doing these like hot tub vlogs, and then complaining that other people weren't modest enough. And then Paul made a video complaining about women wearing leggings and that being immodest, but then Morgan was like, I love wearing leggings, so they changed it to like, okay, you can wear leggings but only at the gym, okay, you can wear leggings but only if your bum's covered. And then eventually now it's just like, leggings all the time are fine for Morgan and she can wear them anywhere and her bum can be out and it doesn't matter. And then there was a stage where like when she was pregnant and posting like pregnancy photos, she was like there in leggings, but she like drew over her bum so you couldn't see it because she didn't want to be immodest. And now she's like, screw it, and all my reels, like, her bum's out and you can see it all in these leggings and stuff, and like, they don't care anymore. But the minute someone else does it, it's immodest, and they're sinners, and they're disgusting, and they should be ashamed. So it's very much like, one rule for me, another for thee, you know?
Yeah, so even just now, I've recorded a bunch of her latest reels from Instagram, and these are all like from the last week or so. And even now, there's no consistency to what she's doing. She'll censor a bum in half of them with this big purple heart emoji over it. And then in other clips, it's not there at all. And she's happy to let her bum be shown on screen. She's happy to have these, like, basically up-crotch shots of her exercising in some videos, but then not in others. Even within the same video, even within the same shot sometimes, she'll not censor it at one point, but then will at others. There's no consistency. It makes no sense whatsoever. It feels like when she is censoring, it's performative. And then other times she like just doesn't do it because either she doesn't actually care, she forgets, or she knows that stuff will get views. Like, I don't know. Again, it makes no sense. There's a lot of hypocrisy. It's ridiculous. Oh, and by the way, I'm absolutely going to censor Morgan's kids in these clips because she did not.
Oh, and don't even get me started on like some of the earlier vlogs they did where like Paul was literally filming Morgan wearing skinny jeans and like focusing on her bum and being like, how hot is my wife? And it's like, well, that's not very modest, is it? And then like just a few months later, they're like, Christian women need to cover up, and it's like, you have no consistency, you're a massive hypocrite, shut up. Anyway, after this, there's a lot of clips that I think are really, really unhealthy and quite damaging. And I'm not going to go into too much detail here because I don't want to trigger people. But there's a big focus on numbers. So how many pounds you're losing, calorie deficits. And like I say, I can see how this would be triggering for people with a history of eating disorders. So I am concerned that they didn't include any kind of disclaimer before these clips. They spend a lot of time laughing at these things and acting like they're big jokes, but they're pretty serious issues. Like they try... like they talk about things like trying to exercise too soon after giving birth, feeling like your body needs to be a certain way and look a certain way to please your husbands. There's a heavy focus on like you need to lose X amount of pounds. It doesn't seem like the healthiest approach. At one point, Carl makes a joke about how after you've given birth, you should weigh yourself straight away because like that's the quickest way you're ever going to lose 10 pounds. And it's like, you know, you can be happy about seeing that number drop, and it's just that shouldn't be your focus after you've just been through the physical trauma of childbirth. Like that shouldn't be the first thing you think about. You shouldn't be worrying about weighing yourself at that point when you've got a baby who needs you. Like it just feels very kind of unhealthy, and they're making this joke out of it, and it's like I feel nothing but concern when I hear it, and they're acting like it's normal and funny, and it's getting quite sad.
It's not just about like the weight, it's not just about like a certain amount of like poundage you want to lose.
No.
I mean, I do think like it's helpful to have that like in your head.
Sure.
I mean, I can remember as soon as I got home, I stepped on the scale from the hospital.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, literally.
Terrible
so,
thing
I
to
think
do.
like we've grown. Yeah, no.
Unless you want to be amazed at how much weight you've lost.
No, I know. Literally, someone asked me like who came to visit me at the hospital, like, how was it? And I was like, oh, great, I lost like 10 pounds in like one night, it was fantastic.
Yep, fastest way to lose weight, have a baby. Grace, like finding the balance of grace and discipline and self-control.
As we drink our McDonald's, right? But no, we don't do this every day. So.
Morgan also talks about how she used to go to hot yoga classes, but now they can't afford it, which is, again, kind of sad to see when we've seen Paul and his pickleball journey on Instagram and how he's constantly, like, spending money to go to gyms and playing these pickleball tournaments that he never wins, and he's constantly playing pickleball and training and doing cold plunges and whatever. So it's like, they can afford to do that, but then when Morgan wants to do some yoga, she has to shut herself alone in a hot bathroom to do it. It just doesn't feel fair. And because she's had all these health issues recently that she still hasn't got tested for, she's doing all this exercise and stuff, which if she has got the illness that the doctors think she might have, could very easily like make her very ill or kill her. So the fact that she's just like being so like calm about this and making all these jokes about it, it's quite worrying and it's a bit scary. It's a lot. But I don't know, I'm not a doctor, so what can I say? At this point, we're not even halfway through this 40-minute episode, and I honestly feel like I just wasted 20 minutes of my life on this horrific content. But now we finally get to Morgan's crazy take for the episode.
Okay, Carl, I've got a crazy take for you.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
It's
I don't know what this is.
Is my take crazy?
Is it your take, or is it like someone's?
It's my take / it's my take on a take.
Oh,
You know what I'm
spicy.
saying?
No, I really do know exactly what you're saying.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Understood.
We all love a good fashion take.
Oh,
So that's what this is, okay? This is my take on some fashion. My crazy take, is that low-rise jeans should literally be burned at the stake.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Or you can just not wear clothes you don't like and only buy clothes you do like. You don't have to be like, we need to ban this thing just because I personally don't like it. I mean, yeah, I'm not a fan of low-rise jeans either. I find them a bit uncomfortable. I'd rather, I like my high-waisted jeans, my high-waisted shorts, my fairly high-waisted leggings and stuff. I find them comfier that way. But the fact that they exist in the world has absolutely no impact on me. I don't care if other people want to wear them, it's fine. I can't, Morgan's barely younger than me. She's 31, I'm 33. I can't imagine being so angry at this point over an item of clothing that I have to make a whole podcast episode about it. This feels like something I might have said when I was an insecure 14-year-old. But now I'm older, it's just, there's so many more important things in the world to spend your time thinking about, you know? Anyway.
Okay. I agree.
They are disgusting.
Okay. And disgusting.
Let me set this up for you.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, context.
So, I was on a mission to find a certain type of jean. I wanted at first, honestly, it was really confusing because I wasn't sure what I wanted, because it was a mixture of what I wanted and what my husband wanted.
Call the police! Her husband has an opinion on the jeans she wears.
It's quite concerning to me that they're making fun of critics who are concerned that Paul is controlling about what Morgan wears. But seriously, I can't deal with this. The fact that he has a say over what she wears is concerning. And again, I feel too old for this nonsense. I really do. I can't imagine ever taking a man's opinion into account when deciding what to wear. At this point, I can't really imagine taking anyone else's opinion into account when I decide what to wear at all, really. Okay, here's a story for you. I have this skirt I really love that's like a black skirt, and it's kind of mid-length, and it's got these little ruffles on it, and then the whole skirt is covered in this gorgeous plant design, like a drawn plant, like a botanical drawing of a plant. There we go. It's one of my favourite skirts and I love it. And a few years back I had a neighbour who told me to my face it was one of the most hideous things she'd ever seen. And I was like, wow, well that's rude. And I feel like if I'd been as insecure as maybe someone like Morgan, I'd have probably never worn that skirt again. But as it happens, I still wear it regularly and I love that skirt and it's one of my favourites. And I wore it to a concert the other night at the Albert Hall when my friend's band were playing. And I got so many compliments that night from so many people. They were like, oh my god, your outfit's amazing, it looks great, you look great. And I was like, you know what, I feel great. It's one of the first times since I lost Kyra that I got dressed up and everything. And yeah, it was just what I needed. And I felt so confident in what I was wearing and I loved how I looked and everything was great. And I just feel like if I'd taken into account my neighbour's opinion all those years ago and say got rid of that skirt, I wouldn't have had that moment in the same way. I wouldn't have been like, yeah, you know what, I feel really good about myself. And then other people wouldn't have liked it. It's just, my point is, we don't need to listen to other people, whether it's your husband or a neighbour or a friend or whatever. Just wear what you want, wear what makes you feel good, you know? Just dress for yourself and stop judging what the people wear. And you're going to be so much more comfortable and confident in life.
Yeah, no, so anywho, I was looking for some high-waisted jeans that were a little more tapered down at the leg. I walk in...
Not bell bottom.
Not bell bottom. I have some cute bell bottoms. I'm not against bell bottoms.
No, but you wanted it more straight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Or even I didn't necessarily want skinny jeans.
Yeah.
But straight.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe
so
a little tighter
literally
than
what I said.
Yes. But a little tighter than straight.
Okay.
But
oh, this is such nonsense. But also, based on what you've said before, shouldn't skinny jeans be a sin? Are they not immodest? What if a man sexualizes your skinny legs, your skinny jeans legs, and sexualizes you? What if that I just no consistency. I'm tired. I just don't care anymore. This is nonsense. They talk absolute nonsense. That's my main takeaway today in this short video.
Then I go into PacSun. That was a huge mistake, going into freaking PacSun. I walk in, and literally on both men and women's, I was obviously looking for women's, but I just thought, I'll look at the men's too. Why not?
In case.
Wait. More hypocrisy. So you looked in the men's section for men's jeans. So you, Morgan, would be okay wearing men's jeans. But is that not cross-dressing? Is that not sinful? You are so quick to call out trans people, drag queens, just men who wear skirts and dresses in general for fun, but you are fine with being a cisgender woman wearing men's jeans. Does that not make you a massive hypocrite? Of course it does. Anyway, she's mad because she went into 3 shops and none of them had the style of jeans she wanted. And I'm like, did you not think to maybe just do like a Google search before you left the house and be like, where currently sells this style? Or where can I buy this online? Or look, if you know that the style you want isn't currently like in fashion and readily available, then go look in vintage shops and secondhand shops and charity shops, right? I don't know. We live in a world where you can find pretty much whatever you want online in a matter of minutes. I don't see why this had to be a several long minute topic for a podcast. I don't see why I'm even talking about it now. Why am I wasting my time?
We might have to go back.
I could have put both of my kids in one of these, each leg, and walked around with them hidden in my legs. But it was disgusting. It was disgusting, and I was like, what? People are wearing these? Like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone in real life wear a pair of those pants, so why are they selling them?
No, really, though.
But no, like, it is disgusting, and I'm just like, okay, there is no way there's enough people in this world, in this country, let alone, that are looking for jeans like this at PacSun.
Well, clearly people are wearing them. Clearly people are liking them. Clearly there's a demand for them. That doesn't give you a right to call them disgusting. That's just rude and unnecessary.
Yeah.
So I literally had to go online to find a pair, and then, guess what? I walk out one day in a pair of jeans that I own, and Paul goes, wait, I love those jeans.
Oh, my Lord.
And I was like, what? I thought you didn't like any of the jeans that I own. And he was like, no, those are great. When did you get those? I'm like, I've had them for like 12 years, bro.
Love it when a husband pays attention.
We love it. Sometimes he pays too much attention, and then not enough. And so, anywho, I found
So
some
next
good
time
jeans.
he wants like a specific kind of clothing, you have to
We're
go through your closet.
Yeah, I'm going to go try on my own pants first.
May this kind of relationship never find me. Then there's just a bunch of stuff about American clothing brands that I don't really know about. I can't comment on them. I've never shopped at any of these. I know Levi's. I know that's a brand. I do own one pair of Levi jeans, and then they started smelling like really chemically after a while. They're a bit gross. So, yeah, not a fan of that. Anyway, then they start complaining and body shaming people who wear low-rise jeans. And again, can we just not? It's cruel, it's rude, it's unnecessary. It's really damn immature. Like, please grow up.
No, I would agree.
I'm like, why would you want that?
No, to me, what it is it feels uncomfortable. Like, looking at it, I feel uncomfortable.
Yes!
Because all I want to do...
Like, your torso looks abnormally long.
Well, and I just, like, want to, like, pull them up for you, you know? Get you by your britches and pull you up. Because it's just, like, there's... And I'm sorry, I don't own any panties that aren't going to show.
All of my underwear is high-rise.
I know they're trying to make a joke out of this again, but can we just not with the body shaming and judginess, please?
Ladies, we need you all to comment below and let us know your take on low-rise jeans. Are you for or against them? And if you're for them, you need to let us know.
Really explain yourself.
Explain yourself and let us know if you've had children. Because I want to meet the woman who has had kids. I mean, if you're Hailey Bieber, okay. Oh, sure, go ahead. Wear your low-rise jeans.
But also don't brag.
But yeah, like, don't do that.
That's not attractive.
That's just rude.
There are so many things that annoy this about me, like the idea that if you have a different opinion to them, then you're not allowed to share it because you're bragging. The idea that you can only wear certain clothes if you have a certain body type. The idea that a different body type existing is rude and bragging. It's all unhealthy and it's all judgmental. And that's pretty much where the podcast ends and the last thing I want to speak about today. I know this was shorter than my other videos. I don't have a huge amount to say about this particular episode, but I wanted to cover all of them. So this is just a quick video. Think of this as like a bonus video on the main channel. I do find like so much of what they said though, and this is just me going off script for a minute, it's really damn dangerous. This whole heavy focus on counting calories and losing weight and I'm locking in to get rid of this many pounds and lose this and do this and do this. And like, you know, I need to get my body back for this so my husband likes it. My husband needs this and he wants this. Otherwise he'll look at other girls and I need to keep up with this and this and this. It just feels very unhealthy. Like, and I can see why that kind of talk would be really, really triggering for people who've had food or body image issues before. And that's just what worries me. They normalize like this weight loss ideation so much. And I think especially with Morgan's health issues that she refuses to get tested for and therefore refuses to get any treatment for, it's scary the damage she could be potentially doing to her body and the way she's just normalizing that. Like, I'm all for healthy lifestyles and healthy eating and being fit and healthy, but when there's such a heavy focus on like the numbers behind it all and having to look a certain way and be a certain way and how there's only one proper good body type, I find it so worrying, especially when, like I say, the tone of their podcast feels like, not so much the content, but the tone feels like it's really aimed at teenagers and young girls. If they're hearing this being like, oh, well, I need to lose this many pounds and I need to do this and I need to be this way and I need to have this body type. And if my tummy does this, then it's wrong because Morgan and Carl say it's wrong. So this, like, it worries me what young kids are taking away and internalizing when they hear this sort of thing. And yeah, that's just something that I'm not really okay with. But anyway, this is where I want to hand it over to you guys, because some of you maybe have more experience with this than me, and maybe you can comment on this a little bit better than I can. So please let me know down in the comments what you thought of this. And I am going to go and record my... actually, I think I'm going to do the rest of the yesteryear review video now, which is going to be good. I don't know what order you're going to see this, but it's been a busy week. Like I said, I've written 5 scripts. 2 of the Morgan podcast response, a yesteryear review, a review of a horror book, and a review of a pretty big scary issue with men online. So yeah, I'm gonna keep filming what I can tonight. And anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys a lot. I know this video was shorter than usual, but thank you for sticking with me. If you would like to help support me and my channel, I do have a Patreon, I have channel memberships, I also have merch available, or you can head on over to my website and get one of my photography or art prints from my web store. I also have a couple of books available, Reflections on Healing, which is a little short poetry book, and Outside, which is a big chunky 300-page hardback filled with photography, paintings, poetry, and short essays, and it's a little bit of everything. They're both available as physical copies or ebooks. And if you buy the physical copy of Outside, you get a download link to and a code to get a free copy of the audiobook version as well, if that's something you're interested in. But yeah, for now, thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting me. And if you'd like to see what I'm up to on a day-to-day basis and keep up to date with some of my photography stuff and my day-to-day life, then you can go follow me over on Instagram at Rachel Oates with a 0. But for now, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for all your support. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon.